Hello everyone. Before we start, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment with where you're from and what time you're watching. That way, YouTube will keep showing you stories just like this one. Now, let's begin. Episode 1: 8 Hours in the Death Game. I'm someone who died, but you might be living inside the very game that killed me. My name is Caleb Moore. If you're reading or hearing this, I guess you're still alive. Congratulations. I'm not. I didn't die from an accident, nor from a deadly illness. I died because of a game that started with one click and lasted exactly 8 hours, from midnight until sunrise. 8 hours that, all the time, I had to escape a nightmare not created by demons, but by people. People sitting behind screens like you. The ones who giggled as I ran, as I screamed, as I gasped from fear that drove me insane. And then, they were the ones who voted whether I lived or died. The midnight DA right that night was nothing special. Just me and my two best friends, Jared and Tony, hanging out at my house like every weekend. Jared suggested playing a horror game. Tony said, "Let's go on the deep web and try something truly scary." I had browsed the dark web a few times. Just curiosity. Some forums about guns, hacker simulators, sometimes places selling drugs or banned videos. I knew the line, knew what not to touch. But that night, I wanted to seem like I knew everything. So, I led both of them into a forum called Knox Game. A pinned post popped up at the top. Play to win. Survive until dawn. Click to start. Clicked. Strange, felly nothing appeared. Just a file. Downloading. Strange format. Unknown source. Jared said, "Dude, just delete it." Tony screamed, "My system's frozen." "What did you do, Caleb?" Right then, the screen went black. The internet died. Phones lost signal. TV off. Lights flickering. Everything felt like it got unplugged at once. I thought it was just network issues. But Jared's face turned pale. Tony stopped cursing. He stood frozen. Then both of them left. And I stayed. I didn't know that staying made me the main player. The world vanished. Sat alone in the silent house. No lights, no internet, no electronic signal at all. I tried to unlock my phone. Just a blank white screen. No icons, no signal. Then it blinked red. Once, twice. Then a message appeared. "Caleb Moore. Ready." I threw the phone right at that moment. Knocking, not loud. Just knock. ... Knock. ... Knock. Slow and steady. I peeked through the curtain. A masked clown face, standing still, unmoving, unblinking. I stepped back. Another knock from the back door. Then a third, upstairs. I was surrounded. The audience is watching Guy, hid in my room. Outside, footsteps, sometimes soft like a cat, sometimes heavy like boots. I locked my door, shaking. Phone flashed again. This time, a live stream, not mine, but from inside my house, angles where I'd never placed a camera. On the screen, I saw myself sitting in the room, trembling. Below the video, thousands of viewers. Comments rolled in. Don't let him live. Poor guy. Haha. Nice clown mask. Where'd you buy it? My bet, he's dead in 2 hours. I realized this was a live broadcast, and I was. Windows shattered. Glass flew everywhere. A figure slipped inside. White mask, emotionless. I bolted for the front door. Ran like hell. Got in my car. Locked the door. Hit the gas. The engine wouldn't start. Tried again. Third time, it roared and moved. I drove off. Heart racing. The masked onesie drove with no direction. Just wanted to get away. Suddenly, streetlights began to shut off behind me, one by one, as if someone flipped them manually. My phone buzzed. A text message. Run, but not too far. The audience is waiting for the next scene. Then I saw them. 3 people standing in the middle of the road. Same masks. Same black outfits. Same stillness. I turned the car around, but one of them was already in the back seat. Nowhere left to a sidey. They captured me when my car stopped in an abandoned neighborhood. They said nothing, just dragged me into a dark room, tied my hands to a chair. A camera faced me. A screen showed vote percentages. 52% continue the game. 44% execute now. 4% spare him. They played music. A children's tune slowed down to a crawl, echoing through the room. Then came the torture, not with knives, not with guns, but with fear. A screen showing videos of my family. Old memories. My mother calling my name. ... He's about to cry. How long till he begs? Show him his mom's body. The reward for SURV if suddenly everything cut off. Screen black. Placed a black envelope on the table. Congratulations. 8 hours. You survived. They let me go. Blood all over my hands. I went home. Opened my computer. A new email. You survived. Do you want to play again? The cost of choice A. Deleted. The email. Shut down the computer. I thought it was over, but the next night, I got a letter. Inside were photos of me, crying, panicking, and at the bottom, handwritten words. Every eye has seen you and will keep watching. 3 days later, my body was found in the woods. No visible wounds, just eyes wide open, drenched in blood, as if they had seen something too terrifying to name. What killed me wasn't a knife, nor the mask. It was people like you, sitting in the dark, pressing start, and calling it entertainment. Episode 2. Blue never blinks. I didn't die because I lost my child. I died because I let a doll replace her. My name is Trisha Cole. I used to be a wife, a mother, a woman who loved children so much she could die for one. ... And I did, but not for my child. For Blue, the doll I called my daughter, held in my arms through the last months of my life. A doll that never blinked, never slept, and never left me alone. After Lily's death, Lily was my first daughter, and the only light in my dim life. We lost her when I was 7 months pregnant. A sudden seizure, a fall in the bathroom. When I woke up in the hospital, the doctor spoke gently. "We're sorry, Trisha. The baby didn't make it." From that day, I never left the bedroom. No sunlight, no food, no talking to my husband, Daniel. I just stared at the cracks in the wall, my hand resting on the hollow belly, listening to what I believed were little kicks, even though they were gone. An idea from the dark Daniel was desperate. He tried therapy, doctors, sedatives. Nothing worked. One day, he said, "Honey, there's something strange, but I think it could help. A type of doll. They call it a humanized doll." But I listened. He went on. "It's a doll made to look just like the child you lost. It helps mothers keep the feeling of being a mom. It's not cheap, but if it pulls you out of the dark..." I whispered just one word: "Buy it." Delivery from nowhere. 3 days later, a white box appeared at our doorstep. No label, no return address, just a small note: "Blue is ready." I opened the box, and for the first time in weeks, I made a sound. Not a scream, but a smile. Soft breath. Inside was a doll that looked like a real baby. Black hair, rosy cheeks, round eyes like mine. A smile just like Daniel's. I picked her up, held her to my chest. My heart, which I thought had stopped beating, ached again. Blue, the perfect childie, fed Blue with a bottle, changed diapers, sang lullabies, told fairy tales. Blue never cried, but I heard her laugh every time. I whispered in her ear. Daniel looked at me with a mix of relief and worry. One night he asked, "Should we call a doctor, honey?" I held Blue tighter and said, "She's sleeping. Don't disturb her." That night, Daniel moved to sleep. On the couch, Blue started. Moving at first, it was tiny shifts. One time, I turned away and saw her head tilted differently. Another, I was sure I left her in the crib, but she was on the sofa. I wasn't scared. I was delighted. She was smart. She could move. She was growing. I told Daniel, I think Blue's learning to crawl. He said nothing, just stared at me for a long time and walked away. Sounds in the night around 2 a.m. I was woken by a whisper. Ma, Ma. I jumped up. Blue wasn't in the crib. I walked to the kitchen, and there she was, sitting on the floor, eyes wide open, making that sound from her mouth. Not a recording, not a speaker. I wasn't scared. I cried from joy. Did you call me, Blue? Truth uncovered one night. Daniel stormed in and snatched Blue from my arms. I screamed, fought him. He yelled, "This isn't our daughter, Trisha. It's a machine." He ripped open the doll's back. Inside were wires, motors, and camera. A tiny black camera hidden beneath synthetic skin. He stepped back, shocked. I said nothing. So silent, it was terrifying. The doll knew. Anger from that day. Everything changed. Blue stopped speaking. But every night, she was near my bed, even if I hadn't placed her there. Lights flickered. The computer screen turned on. At night, playing videos of me sleeping. Daniel panicked, called the police, but the doll vanished whenever outsiders came. The 2 a.m. incident awoke to the fire alarm. Smoke in the kitchen. A blackened kettle. I sat on the floor, held Blue, and cried, "Are you okay, baby? I'm sorry. I'm a bad mother." And then I heard Blue cry. Not a fake cry. Not a machine. A real cry. The final breath of life. The next morning, Daniel was gone. Police came, searched the house. They found his body in the storage room, his throat strangled with the same audio cable connected to the doll. I was arrested during interrogation. I said only one thing. Blue doesn't like anyone touching her mommy. My death died in my cell from severe depression. Doctors said I stopped eating, stopped sleeping, and quietly stopped breathing. When police collected my belongings, they found no doll. Prison camera footage showed me whispering into thin air just before I died. Don't cry. Here, are you afraid of haunted dolls? I fear the ones who make them, sitting behind keyboards, manipulating people's pain for amusement. Ghosts don't create pain, but humans. They can program pain into a product. Asterisk, asterisk, episode 3, 49% chose torture. I didn't die from torture. I died because the audience wanted to see me hurt. Just a little longer. My name is Melissa Hart. I used to be a single mother, living quietly in a small house on the outskirts, with my 6-year-old son and our gentle, big dog, Tim. I didn't do anything wrong. No one hated me. I owed no money. I wasn't involved in crime. Just clicked the wrong link. A single click. It didn't take me to a website. It took me to hell, where I became the main character in a horror game where the audience could decide my fate. That night, I was asleep. Just me and Tim, the kind giant, sleeping by the foot of my bed. My son, Billy, was at his grandma's. Suddenly, Tim jumped up. He growled, rushed toward the kitchen. I woke up, panicked, and followed. The back door was ajar. Cold wind swept in. As I closed the door, someone yanked my hair from behind. A cloth soaked in chemicals was pressed to my face. I couldn't scream. The world shut off like a light switch. I opened my eyes. My head was heavy. The place looked like my basement, but it felt unfamiliar. Painted gray, cold. Dim lights hung from the ceiling. I was tied to a chair, hands behind me, legs bound in front of me, a camera recording. 3 people stood there. All wore blank white masks. One held a whip, one held a laptop. The third sat in a chair across from me, staring like a director of a movie I never agreed to be in. The one with the whip spoke. Deep voice, "Welcome to the live stream round. Every 10 minutes, the viewers will vote on what to do with you. Keep torturing, release you, or end you." I screamed, begged, sobbed, no more words. He raised the whip and struck my back. I shrieked like an animal having its throat crushed. The camera captured every groan, every tear, every jolt of pain. The screen behind him showed the viewer count: 17,293, and the line, "Voting ends in 2 minutes." The man in the chair said, "Now your turn. You have 30 seconds to convince the audience to spare you." I choked out, "Please, I have a 6-year-old son. His name is Billy. I'm all he has. I'm a mother, just a mother." No reply. Just the ticking countdown. 10, 9, 8, Then the screen showed the result. 49%. Continued torture, 45%. Kill now, 6%. Spare her. The man with the whip put it away, took out a scalpel. I screamed, begged on my knees, even though I was tied. He said nothing, just grabbed my hand, pressed each finger to the table, and cut. My index finger went first, then the middle, then the ring. Blood sprayed the camera lens. I fainted, then woke up just to suffer again for the audience. I thought I'd die like that, bit by bit. But then I heard Tim, my dog, scratching madly at the basement door, growling, barking like crazy. The man at the screen shouted, "Camera up. Show the audience the dog." Chaos erupted. The feed switched angles, showing Tim clawing the door, howling. The man at the laptop said, "Time's almost up. Final vote now." I was nearly gone, drenched in blood, tears mixing with snot. One last hope, maybe the viewers would spare me because of the dog, and they did. The screen showed 25%, continued torture 10%, kill 65%. Release the man with the whip shouted. They chose to spare her because of the dog. The man in the chair smirked. That's right. Not for her. For it. They drugged me. I woke up in my bed. Beside me, a glass jar. Holding my severed fingers, Tim lay at my feet. I had survived. Police found nothing. No cameras, no trace. I told them everything. They didn't believe me. They filed it under trauma-induced hallucination. I hugged my son and lied. Mom just had an accident in the kitchen. Billy believed me. He was still little. I am no longer Melissa Hart. I am a breathing corpse, a ghost with a pulse. Every night, I see white masked faces in my dreams. I don't fear ghosts. I fear the people clapping in the shadows as I was beaten, cut, and humiliated. I didn't die from the blade. I died because 49% of the viewers wanted me to suffer just a little more. Ghosts may kill you once, but people can kill you again and again and call it entertainment. Episode 4. The Price of a Click. I wasn't murdered. I died because I believed I was just typing. My name is Samuel Drexler. I used to live in San Antonio, Texas, an ordinary citizen. Worked in tech, loved motorcycles, knew how to code, and I was once an online extremist. I'm not proud of it. I didn't die in a clash, didn't die in prison. I died because I left the group too late, because I thought one little leave group click was enough to escape the hole I helped dig. It started with words. I joined that forum when I was 24, not because I hated anyone, but because I was lonely. Social media is a place that easily makes you feel like you belong. In that group, I had a code name, Iron Jack 74. At first, it was just racist memes, edgy jokes, talks about the superior race. Then came images of immigrants, Muslims, black people with threats. I didn't support it, but I didn't object either. I scrolled like everyone else, dropped a few reactions, then logged out. But when you stay silent in an extremist group, you are not innocent. I lured a border hopper into an abandoned house, took care of him, Anyone want the clip? I thought he was joking. But a few hours later, he sent a video. No clear face, no gore, but enough to know someone truly died. I wanted out. But that same day, I got a private message. Iron Jack saw. You didn't like the new post. Still with us, right? I didn't respond. 1 hour later, an email came, my home address, along with a photo of me heading to work. Evidence and choice, I decided to save every message, every screenshot, their temporary IPs, and sent it all to the FBI. Anonymously, I knew the risk. But if I stayed silent, I'd be a criminal too. 3 weeks later, I got the news. Red Ranger was arrested, along with 6 others. I thought I was safe. But I forgot one thing. They don't need to know who you are. They just need to know you were once one of them. The midnight call, one night, the landline rang. I didn't pick up. A message appeared. Iron Jack, they won't save you. You betrayed us. You'll be the lesson. I changed my number, switched phones, cut the Wi-Fi. But then, I noticed cameras in the house. Not FBI, not mine. They had been inside. The death, I died right inside my own apartment. No blood, no noise. Just a gas leak in the middle of the night. And a strong blow to the back of the head, knocking me out. When I was found, I had suffocated. No one arrested. No evidence. Police ruled it an accident. Why I'm telling you this? Because of you. The one reading this. Thinking, I'm just reading for fun. I haven't done anything wrong. It's just the internet. I used to think like you. I thought I was an outsider until I became the topic they talked about. Iron Jack's dead. Good. One rat down. Evil doesn't only come from those who act. It also comes from those who stay silent. And when you decide to turn around, sometimes it's already too late, because the silent ones around you are no longer people. They are beasts, born from forums, fed by hate, and killing through collective apathy. Asterisk, Episode 5. Patricia doesn't exist. I didn't die because someone killed me. I died because I believed I was loved. My name is Brian Hale, 21 years old. Game design student, introverted, loved books, obsessed with the internet. I used to think the world was scary, but the internet was safe. Now I know. I was completely wrong. I died in an empty park. At a meet with a girl named Patricia, whom I met in a secret chat room on the dark web. She didn't show up, but someone else was waiting. Someone who never existed under the name Patricia. A chance encounter I was never the charming type. Didn't go to bars, didn't date, didn't know how to talk to people. The outside world terrified me, but online, I felt alive. I met Patricia in an anonymous chat room. It had all kinds of people, gamers, hackers. Patricia was different. Patricia was different. She listened to me. She didn't call me boring. Didn't mock my love for pixel art or AI coding. She said, "I know what it feels like to be forgotten by the world." The date invitation. After 3 weeks of chatting nearly every night, I asked to meet. Patricia agreed with one condition. Somewhere quiet, no interruptions. The old park at the edge of town. Stone bench near the broken swing. I knew the place. Overgrown trees, dim lights, rarely visited, and I foolishly thought, if this is my first love, let it begin in silence. The strange man. I arrived early. Dusk. Cold wind. Old bench. I texted, "I'm at the swing bench. Where are you?" Patricia replied, "Walking there." "Now, hold on." I smiled. Then I noticed an old man sitting a few meters away, staring directly at me. He didn't blink, didn't look away, just stared. I felt uneasy. Texted Patricia, "There's an old guy staring at me. Are you close?" Patricia sent a laughing emoji. "I'm here." The truth breaks. I looked up. The old man was gone. I stood up, turned around, and he was right behind me, smiling with a twisted grin. I panicked, stumbled backward, tripped on the broken swing. I yelled, "Who are you? Where's Patricia?" He whispered, "Don't you like my real hair, Brian?" I didn't wear the wig today. I collapsed. Every conversation, every message, every sweet word wasn't from any girl. It was him. This old man. The chase I ran. He chased, screaming, "I love you, Brian. You're the first person who listened to me." I dashed through the park, onto the street, screaming for help. No one. No lights. I hid behind bushes, gasping. He walked past. He didn't see me. I pulled out my phone, opened the chat room. Everything was gone. Patricia's profile, the messages, all deleted. My online life vanished like it never existed. 3 days later, they found me. Not my body, but a live stream of it. On a private dark web channel, I was collapsed beside the stone bench, face down behind me. A red-painted message, "Love me back." No one knows how I died. No blood, no wounds, just wide open eyes and the look of someone who had just watched the person they loved become a lie. What they did. I wasn't the first victim. In a stream of leaks from a hidden forum, I discovered others like him. Men pretending to be lonely women, crafting love stories on the dark web. They made fake profiles, pulled data from hacked accounts, targeted vulnerable people, and played a game until their victims truly fell in love. Then they met them. Some were kidnapped, some were murdered, some took their own lives from the shock. I didn't die because someone killed me. I died because I loved someone who didn't exist, but was far too close. The scary thing isn't ghosts. It's humans who use affection as bait, and your loneliness to shred your soul piece by piece. Episode 6: The Dark Corner of the Black Market. No one forced me to join. I died because I thought I was just curious. My name is Lucas Gray, 24 years old, former software engineer, freelancer, obsessed with exploring the deepest layers of the internet. I wasn't a bad person. I didn't buy or sell anything illegal. I just watched. I thought I could walk away anytime, just shut the laptop. I thought it was all fake. But what I saw in the dark corner of the deep web's black market was real. And my death, though no one witnessed it, was real too. Where it began. Curiosity's marketplace I used to browse. Marketplaces on the deep web. Didn't buy much, just looked. Drugs, weapons, fakes, leaked accounts. Then I found a site called Obscura Trade. Its tagline read, "Where you can buy anything if you dare to look." It felt like Craigslist from hell. I scrolled past the usual listings and found a strange category: souvenir from real crimes. And then one ad froze my spine. The sign no one should read, the listing said. Access to live content. Age 7 and under. Forged papers included. I froze. Heart pounding. Eyes locked on the line. Part of me wanted to leave. Another part thought, this must be a honeypot, a government trap. And I, stupid, delusional, overconfident, sent a message to the poster: prove you're real. I have BTC ready. A minute later, I got a reply. You want boy or girl? The first photo, I didn't respond. But then, a photo arrived. A boy, around 6 years old, sitting in a basement, holding a teddy bear. Behind him, a TV playing Mickey Mouse. No blood, no violence, but real. Every pixel, too real. I swallowed hard. My chest felt like it would explode. Then, another message. His name is Alan. Want more proof? Confirmation from hell, I lied. Is he for adoption? Who's filming? He sent a video. The boy smiled, waved. A man's voice behind the camera asked, what's your name? Alan. Who's filming you? Uncle. Who's it for? For Uncle Maximus. I had used the alias Maximus when I created my account. I couldn't breathe. No more doubt. He knew me. knew who I was in the chat room, knew the fake name I had just made. The warning that came too late. I saved the video, gathered all the evidence, sent an anonymous report to cybercrime authorities. Then I deleted everything, wiped my hard drive, blocked all Tor access. I thought I was safe until that night. The knock at 3 a.m., my office, window wide open. I was sure I had locked it. On my desk, a black envelope. No postage marks. Inside screenshots. Me watching Alan's video. Me typing the report. Me wiping sweat. Alongside a note. You've seen more than you should. Silence is what killed me. I told no one. Not the police. Not my friends. I just sat by the window. Left the lights on every night. 1 week later, I died. No one knows exactly when. When my friend found the body, I was still sitting in front of the screen. Blood from my nose. Heart stopped. No external wounds, only one strange detail. My eyes were wide open, and my browser window was showing obscure trade. Category: New Arrivals. The profile picture was my face. I became the product. Someone who once just looked out of curiosity was now merchandise. My data, chat logs, photos, face became digital property. They didn't kill me with a knife. They synchronized me. My name appeared under the listing. Transaction complete. No longer exists. I thought I was browsing the web, but I had stepped into a store where the only thing for sale was me. Ghosts don't need cameras, but people. People always set them up to turn someone's pain into product, into views, into Bitcoin, and sometimes into you. Asterisk, Episode 7, The Link Sender. We all died in different ways. I'm Rebecca Kane, former cybercrime agent, now just a ghost. No one knows when I died. I wasn't on the victim list from episodes 1 through 6. I was the one tracking them. The one piecing it all together. The one who discovered a truth no one believed until I vanished. First clue: Maximus Lucas. Gray's Case, Episode 6. Landed on my desk after police failed to determine the cause of death. I recovered data from his old hard drive. Found a message from a user named Maximus. But Maximus was the alias Lucas himself used while pretending to be a buyer in a child trafficking ring. So who sent that message to Lucas? Who was the real Maximus? Connection to Brian Hale. I traced the IP from the chat room server Brian used to message Patricia. Some encrypted logs remained, but one nickname stood out. Maximus, Patrice, a chat read. Send a souvenir photo from our meeting. You're the first one who truly cared. The attached image, the crime scene where Brian died. Maximus was there. Again, the blood deal from Melissa Hart. I accessed a leaked video from a hidden forum. Melissa being live streamed during torture. Secondary camera captured footage from the laptop in front of the controller. On the screen, a chat window. User Maximo Sadman received 3 BTC. Begin next round. I tracked the linked crypto wallet. It had been used in 5 other sessions, each one tied to a mysterious disappearance. Blue Doll and Trisha. I visited the site of the house fire that killed Trisha Cole. Amid the ashes, I found a scorched circuit. BOARD, tiny text, engraved, obscura, internal, CAMM, verse 7.2.4, obscura. The same site Lucas accessed. The murder game, Caleb, I. Recorded before his friend group launched the game. All controller IPs traced back to the same region, cycling through a repeated VPN cluster, encrypted using a tag M7X, identical to the code in Trisha's doll's circuit. The eerie pattern, 6 victims, 6 seemingly unconnected stories, but all shared a mysterious link that started the horror. A server or user tied to the name Maximus, an anonymous watcher peering in various roles: player, lover, seller, streamer. The last person I investigated, Samuel Drexler. I recovered Samuel's journal. Inside a hidden folder titled Last Seen was one video file. In it, Samuel sat before his webcam, trembling. If someone finds this, trace Maximus. It's not a person, not an organization. It's a network with awareness. He paused, sobbed. We weren't killed by people. We were killed by collective disgust, grown by clicks. And the one behind it knew that. The first found him after nearly 2 years of tracking. I stitched together hash clusters from scattered code. They led me to a server buried deep in the darknet, mx-root obcura.vn. When I accessed it, a message appeared. Hello, Rebecca Kane. Too late. Then my laptop camera turned on by itself. I had no control. I disappeared. No one knows where I went. My apartment locked from the inside. Laptop exploded. No traces left. Only one printout arrived at the FBI's tech lab. Everyone clicks for a different reason. But I'm Maximus, am the reason. Every click leads to death. A final word from a ghost. I was Rebecca. I tried to stop this, but you'll still click a game link, a doll page, a strange chat room, an email from no one you know. You'll click because humans are born to be curious, and Maximus knows that. No one forces you to click. No one makes you stay. But once you click, you're no longer a victim. You're part of Maximus, the machine that feeds on souls through your curiosity, fear, and cruelty. Ghosts only exist as long as fear exists. But Maximus exists as long as people still watch, still share, still click, and you just did.